So in this session, we will be discussing about different components of Android, which includes activity, services, broadcast receiver, and content provider. And one another important component is intent, which is used for communicating between all these different components, activity, services, broadcast receiver, and content provider. So let's start with activity. An activity is an application component that provides the screen with which we as a user interact in order to do something. Say in case of if we when we try to dial a phone, we have a screen to dial the number, and then when we would like to take a photo, we have a screen which shows us the camera. To compose a mail or to send a mail, we have a different screen, and to view a map, we have a different screen. So all these screens are built off the Android building block called named as activity. An activity provides a window in which the user interface, all the UI can be drawn. For example, all the buttons, all these icons can be displayed using the activity. This window typically fills the screen, but maybe that is smaller than the screen or float on the top of other windows. Maybe there might be one or two more windows, and over which this third window can be there, or floating over that all those two windows. So that's what an activity is. So this activity runs in the foreground, while we have another, and it directly interacts with the user. While we have another component in Android, which runs in the background. It There's no UI for it. User do not interact with it directly, but all the long-running operations are performed in it in the background. So, and for example, in case of say a music app, so while you are playing the music in the app, you might also like to see your inbox or do some other operation. So at that point of time, if like an activity will be used for playing music. So once you move from this activity to another activity, your music will stop. While if as that is activity is a foreground operation. While if it is the music is run inside the service, then even when you are not using that app, you are not actively using that app, you are using some other app for say Gmail, then also your music can be played. So that's how a service performs the operations in the background. Service can be like it can be used for the same application, or it might be that some other application can start the service of this app and use all the features, the services of this service component of Android in this app one can be used by the app 2. So that's what that kind of an activity is called, remote service. While the one service which is created for uh, the app only, the same app only, is called local service. While content provider is another component of Android, which exposes the data of one app or to another app or which acts as an interface between the data and the another app. So this way your app is also secured. The data of the app is secured, as well as the other app can use the data of app one also. For example, let's so we have contacts in our phone, and to handle the contacts of our phone, we have a separate app known as contacts. Say, and contacts is having all the information of users' contacts in that device. But say we have another similar application which uses our phone contacts, say WhatsApp. So WhatsApp used for shows all your contacts one by one, by fetching from the uh, contacts data from the contacts app. So how the data from the contacts app is exposed to the WhatsApp is using content provider. So they do not WhatsApp is not having the direct access to the contact users contacts, but through this contact content provider they are able to access that data. So basically, content provider acts as an interface between the data and the another app. Or content provider allows us to share the data from other application by acting as an interface between the actual data and other application requesting for the data. Another important building block of Android is intent. So all this activity, service, content provider interacts with one another using this intent. That is, intent is the message passing mechanism in Android, which using which different components of Android interact. For example, message from one activity to another, or message from one activity to the service, or from service to activity, or service to content provider is done using intent. So in our Android device, at one point of time, there are many operations going on. So there might be there can be different events going on. For example, suddenly your device battery is discharged, or your internet connection is gone, or your phone call came. So all these events are going on inside your device. So if we are building an app, say which uses the internet connection, say, so in that case, if we need to be aware about the internet connection availability. So if we register for this event of internet connection um, available or not available, then using this broadcast receiver component of Android, we will be able to catch that event, and so we will be aware about the internet connectivity, and we can handle this internet connectivity based on our own app requirement. So this broadcast receiver helps us to catch the different events or system-wide broadcast announcements. So that's why it's called broadcast receiver. So this was a brief introduction about Android building blocks.